At an abandoned airport, a male zombie named R wanders aimlessly, accompanied by countless other zombies who drift around without purpose. The world has already succumbed to a global zombie outbreak. Virtually every nation is infected, including the President of the United States. The origin of the infection remains a mystery, leaving her curious, yet he quickly dismisses the thought as irrelevant. To him, being a zombie is simply his new reality, and he accepts it. R cannot recall how he became undead. The only memory lingering is the fact that his name begins with the letter R. Despite his condition, his mind remains partly aware, and deep within, he yearns for connection. Yet, as a zombie, he believes such interactions are impossible. Thus, he continues pacing the airport, now his makeshift home, while occasionally scavenging for food. Within the airport, R frequently encounters eerie skeletal beings known as bonies. These creatures also feed on the living, but rarely target zombies. R knows, however, that every zombie eventually becomes a bony once hope is fully extinguished, undergoing a gruesome transformation by tearing off their own flesh. Witnessing this possibility, R secretly wishes to escape that fate, holding on to the faint hope that change is still achievable. His awareness is further revealed by his ability to open doors and inhabit an airplane he now calls home. R is not entirely alone. He shares the airport with his bald-headed companion, Mr. M. The two communicate through growls and awkward stares, occasionally uttering simple words like hungry or city to indicate their next hunting target. One day, noticing Mr. M's melancholy, R signals with hungry and receives the reply, city. Together, they shuffle toward the urban area, moving with the slow, dragging pace of zombies, a motion that frustrates R, who still retains the ability to run. Meanwhile, in the city, there's a giant wall built by the survivors to lock themselves away from zombie and bony attacks. Behind the wall lies a base where humans live. Among them are three young people who always hang out together: Julie, her boyfriend Perry, and their friend Nora. Their daily routine is to gather any resources they can find to survive the zombie apocalypse. Julie's father, named Grigio, is the leader of the base, and he announces that it has been 8 years since the virus destroyed the world. Sadly, no vaccine has been found yet. Julie and her friends then go out as usual to gather supplies, starting with medicine. While they do this, they hear strange noises from outside, except Perry, who believes there's nothing behind the door. But suddenly, our zombie group bursts in, and Julie and her team start shooting them. However, the zombies are strong enough to withstand bullets and fast enough to attack. Some of Julie's friends tragically get eaten by the zombies. In the chaos, R sees Julie with her cool shotgun, and it makes him fall. For her, making his heart flutter. Curious, he tries to get closer, but Perry shoots him in the chest first. This makes R angry, so he knocks Perry down and bites his hand that wears a fancy watch, then eats his brain, and finally he dies. In his mind, R admits he doesn't like hurting people, but this is his life now as a zombie. He knows that if he leaves a human's brain behind, the human will turn into a zombie, so he has to eat it and keep the rest in his pocket for later. He adds that the brain is the best part because after eating it, he can feel the human's memories, thoughts, and emotions, making him feel human again. After eating Perry's brain, R gets visions of Perry's childhood until he dates Julie, back when a zombie outbreak had already begun. After seeing the memories, R sees Julie still fighting off zombies. At one point, she throws a knife at R, but he doesn't fight back. He walks closer to her face. Seeing that his friend Mr. M is still alive, R smears Julie's face with his own blood so the other zombies will think she is one of them. R then asks Julie to come with him, which she reluctantly agrees to out of fear, leaving Nora, who hides under the table. R admits he doesn't know what he's doing, only that he follows what his heart tells him. In fact, no other zombie would ever bring a human home. When they arrive at the airplane, Julie gets scared of what it might do to her. But R assures her that he won't eat her, that this place is his home, and it's safe for her. Seeing that Julie is still afraid, R decides to leave her alone for a while, so she can calm herself. When R eats Perry's brain again, he sees more visions, this time of Julie's mother, who died from zombies, and a secret tunnel that leads through the wall by going underground. Back then, Perry wanted to find his dad, who he believed was still at his workplace outside the wall. When he finally got there, it turned out his dad was still there, but had already turned into a zombie. His father's human awareness briefly fought against the zombie instinct when he saw his son, but sadly, he couldn't resist and attacked his own child. Seeing this, Julie had no choice but to shoot Perry's father in the head before more zombies attacked them. That's why Julie is so afraid of zombies. So her figures he needs a different approach. He gives her a blanket, plays some music, and reassures her again that his goal is to keep her safe. This makes Julie start to wonder who her really is and why a good zombie like him even exists. The next day, Julie starts feeling hungry, so she wants to go out to find food, but her says it could be dangerous for her. Julie then asks for his help to find food. Seeing her trust him, of course, R agrees to help. However, he doesn't realize that Julie's real intention is to escape from him. While running away, she sees some zombies and hides under the airplane wheel. Not long after, R finds her and asks her not to run away, smearing his blood on her again so others think she's a zombie too. Right after that, zombies appear in front of them, so R tells Julie to pretend to be one of them while making zombie noises. Julie has no choice but to follow along until they finally get away from the zombies. R then reminds her that the world outside the airplane is truly not safe. They continue searching for food elsewhere until Julie finds some fruit that is still edible, making her smile at R, causing her to feel shy like a blushing cat. Julie once again wants to leave the area, but R tells her to wait for a few more days because the zombies still notice her presence, although they will eventually forget. Seeing that R is genuinely kind, Julie decides to follow his suggestion. To avoid getting bored, they do fun things together, especially driving R's cool car that he found. He even teaches Julie how to drive it. In the airplane, Julie asks how he gets all those cool items, and R replies that he collects things he likes, including a movie called Zombie. Days pass by until one day, R wishes he could sleep like a human and dream, but unfortunately, he is a zombie. One night, R wakes up and realizes Julie is gone. She secretly tries to escape from R again, but unfortunately, she encounters some zombies, so she tries to defend herself using a lawnmower. After taking down several zombies, R comes to help and is forced to take down a few zombies who threaten Julie, except for Mr. M. Julie says she really wants to return her base because staying on the airplane has been too long for her. Not long after, Mr. M rises and becomes angry at R for protecting a human, saying that humans are supposed to be eaten. This leads to an argument between R and Mr. M. Their argument is cut short when a Bonnie appears, targeting Julie, so R and Julie quickly run away from it. After locking the Bonnie inside a building, they find out that 3 more Bonies are outside. Suddenly, Mr. M hits them with a vehicle. Mr. M decides to help Julie, saying she is interesting, and then he drives both of them away. When they arrive at a parking lot to escape using a car, they encounter many zombies already there. Julie starts to panic, but after holding R's hand, the zombies begin to trust her, feeling like she is one of them. After escaping from the chasing Bonies, it starts to rain, making Julie cold. So she decides to stay overnight at an abandoned house, which turns out to be one of the last places evacuated by her father. Inside, Julie finds a camera and starts taking pictures with R for memories. While R reads a magazine about a celebrity who has disappeared, Julie tells him she wants to sleep in the upstairs room. R feels uncomfortable about it, so Julie invites him to sleep in the same room, on the floor. Before they sleep, they see Julie's father's soldiers searching for her, making her worried that her dad would instantly shoot R in the head if he sees him. In her concern, Julie sees her trying hard to become better than any human in the city. Even so, she starts to feel guilty, so she opens up by showing her Perry's watch. R had taken a watch after he ate Perry because, as Julie knows, R likes to collect cool stuff. From the watch, Julie finds out that R had eaten her ex-boyfriend and becomes upset, even though R had already apologized for it. While lying down, R slowly manages to fall asleep and dreams about Julie and her 2 friends. In a dream, Julie asks R what kind of person he wants to be, and R replies he doesn't know, since he's a zombie. But after Julie says that R can be anything he wants, Perry interrupts and says that will never happen and reveals that R had eaten him. The next day, after waking up, R realizes that Julie is gone and assumes she has returned to her city with his car. R feels that Julie does this to keep him safe without her. This makes her lose his hope in getting closer to a girl he likes, because he is reminded again that he is just a zombie. Meanwhile, at the airport, Mr. M sees a photo of 2 people holding hands, which reminds him of R and Julie holding hands. From the photo, he gets a vision of a woman and feels love when with her, just like a human. The same happens to his zombie friends, who also get their own visions. But those feelings are suddenly interrupted when Bonies appear behind them. The Bonies realize that the zombies are starting to feel human emotions, and they are unhappy about it, blaming humans for this change. While walking the rain, R begins to feel cold, something he has never felt before, since zombies aren't supposed to feel cold. He then meets Mr. M and the others, who invite him to be friends again and cheer him up, telling him not to be heartbroken over a girl. Mr. M comes to tell her that the Bonies are chasing them and realizes that her has started something related to love, and that Mr. M and the others are beginning to have dreams. This makes her realize that they're slowly changing because of the dreams they have. So he decides to tell Julie about this before the Bonies attack both him and Julie. With help from Mr. M's friends, they begin heading back to the city, now with the goal of uniting with humans. Sitzer has seen a memory from Perry about a secret path through the wall. He follows the route that Perry and Julie once took to reach the base. When he arrives at Julie's house, she happens to be outside, missing R. When her calls out to her, she is shocked. Her surprise draws Nora's curiosity, and she is shocked as well when she sees R. After R and Julie apologize to each other, Julie invites him in and tells him that her father is currently out handling an emergency. R's presence makes Nora even more curious, and she asks him questions about how he died and how old he is. Bert doesn't remember. He then explains that zombies can change through the dreams they have, which Julie thinks is something important to tell her father. But the problem is, R needs to get through a lot of her father's soldiers. That's why Nora gets the idea to give him a makeover, which excites both girls to do makeup on a zombie. They start putting makeup on R until his face looks fresh and no longer pale. Meanwhile, the Bonies start preparing to attack humans, heading toward the base in large numbers. After finishing R's look, they walk past many people and manage to get through a guard at a critical area, which is the center of the armed forces. There, Julie meets her father and tells him that she and her team are preparing to fight zombies and Bonies, and that the base is on alert for her team's reports. Julie then explains that zombies are beginning to come back to life, like healing themselves. Of course, this sounds crazy to her father. He reminds her that the zombies had eaten her mother and her ex, realizing Julie might not succeed in convincing her father. R steps out to reveal himself to him. Her father immediately asks who R is, but R can't answer, making him suspicious that R is a zombie. Even though Julie says that R saved her life and triggers something inside him, her father immediately points his gun at him. R convinces him that his friends want to help fight the Bonies and will not attack her father's troops. Because of his deep hatred toward zombies, her father still doesn't trust R. That's why Nora comes to help stop his actions. Nora then tells R and Julie to go, and they quickly do so to return to the other zombies. When they arrive back in the underground place, they see that many zombies have gathered there and report that humans don't want to cooperate. Not long after that, many Bonies arrive at the place, so Mr. M and his friends start to fight the Bonies, while R and Julie run as far away as possible from the Bonies and Julie's father's troops. Meanwhile, the troops arrive in the underground area to search for Julie, but their search is interrupted by the arrival of the Bonies. When only one soldier is left helpless, suddenly, one zombie comes to help the soldier by hitting the Bonies before waking the soldier up. But many other soldiers are still confused, not knowing whether to shoot the zombies or the Bonies. So Mr. M tells them to shoot the Bonies. Seeing the zombies take the side of humans, the troops start to believe them and decide to finish off the Bonies. At the same time, R and Julie keep running until they unfortunately meet the Bonies in front of them. So they run toward a door, but it turns out there is no way after they open it, showing that the access is only for cleaning the building's glass. This makes Julie feel hopeless, but R reminds her that he will keep her safe, like he always says. He then hugs Julie, and they both jump down toward the pool below, landing hard, and R's head hits the bottom of the pool. Realizing that it doesn't rise, Julie immediately helps him so his head can come out of the water. Luckily, he is okay. Feeling happy to know that, finally, they kiss, and surprisingly, it helps restore R's zombie eyes back to human eyes. Suddenly, he gets shot by her father, who arrives and asks his daughter to move away if she doesn't want her to get a headshot. This makes Julie try hard to convince her father that R and his friends really can change, and now they need help from humans. Julie knows that many people have lost their loved ones, but she believes that they can fix all this and start over by showing that R actually bled because of the shot earlier. The blood makes her father more convinced, because zombies are not supposed to bleed, showing that R has come back to life as a human. He admits he can feel pain from the shot. Her father finally believes and announces that the lockdown will be stopped. Meanwhile, his troops, who are with the zombies, fight the Bonies until all of them are wiped out. For the remaining Bonies, they become weaker and weaker until they die by themselves. Sadly, they can no longer be healed by love like R because they're too far gone to change. But the alliance between humans and zombies that has been formed becomes proof that they can unite. After that incident, the zombies start to learn how to live like humans again by socializing with them, which is the key to their cure. One way of socializing is approaching girls, like Mr. M, who starts to get close to a woman while he flirts and reveals that his name is now Marcus. After zombies start to be accepted by humans, Nora becomes a nurse to treat the zombie's health condition and becomes happy every time she hears a zombie's heartbeat. As for R and Julie, they're now a couple, but R still doesn't remember anything about himself, especially his name. However, he feels grateful to live this current life with his girlfriend, so he thinks being called just R is good enough. Warm Bodies movie ends with the two of them looking at the destroyed lockdown wall, and finally, there is no longer a difference between humans and zombies. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notification so you don't miss the latest recaps.